unbreakable, stable loyalty. Those are the words that Taito Kubo uses to describe Sajin Komamura, and he's right. Komamura is a very pure-hearted guy. He's probably the one member of the entire Gotei 13 that is the most loyal to their cause. You know, he sees, you know, what the Gotei stands for, and he just completely embodies that. He's the one guy that you can always trust, the one guy that always tries to follow the path the most, like, good. You know, like, if you're gonna, like, break it up into alignments, Komamura would be lawful good. You know, even in situations where you had Tozen that betrayed everybody and aligned with Aizen and tried to kill Komamura, Komamura never gave up hope that he could somehow... He never viewed it like, I need to kill Tozen now to protect the Soul Society, or because of what he's done, I need to kill him. Komamura always believed deep down that he could just bring Tozen back from the brink, no matter how deep he sank. And he sank pretty damn deep. You know, at the point when he goes full-on hollow and transforms into that giant cricket thing, and he looks at freaking Komamura and he's like, ha! Damn, Koma, you uggo, man! You know, even then, Komamura is just like, he always sees his friend when he looks at him. He doesn't see this horrible monster that he's become. So that's going to be my favorite moment for Komamura, when just the fact, in general, that he never gave up on bringing Tozen back. He always had a hope that he's eventually going to bring him back. And if I was going to pick out one particular scene, it would be that one scene there where he's looking on at his friend, not even former friend. I still think he viewed him as a friend even up to that point, as like he completely envelops himself in the hollow. And, you know, even when he begins to chastise him, like, oh, I never really viewed you as a friend, you know, you're just this ugly creature. You know, Komamura is still like, you know what? I'm still gonna do it. I can still bring him back to what he was. And you know what? He fucking succeeded. Because go back and read the ending of that fight. I don't know if you really remember, because that was a scene that was kind of short. But if you read the end of that fight, or watch the end of that fight, where you have Tozen being defeated, lying on the ground, bleeding out, and then you have Komamura and Shuhei over them, you can tell that Tozen is genuinely sorry for what he fell into and what he became, and he apologizes to Komamura as his and Hisagi as well, his last act before he just explodes. And like the only time that he's ever felt like pure bloodlust rage for somebody would probably be against Aizen, because Aizen is the exact opposite of Komamura. He is his antithesis. He is like everything that Komamura stands for, just like, because Aizen is just this big ball of just manipulation. Every relationship that Aizen has ever done was always for just bettering his plans, never sincere, always just leading up to the moment where he's going to betray everyone. And that's like these two polar opposites constantly clashing. That's that perfect dynamic. That's like the only person he's ever just straight up wanted to kill is Aizen. That's my favorite moment. My least favorite moment, I really don't have one. That's the thing about Komamura. Like, there's a few times, like, he's rushed into battle kind of hot-headed and got his ass kicked, and that, you know, that's just, that's not really a bad moment. That's just kind of part of his personality, because all those times usually were against Aizen. But if just a moment that is the most saddest, I guess, when it comes to Komamura, is the moment at the end of his fight with Bambietta, after he releases his Dangaijo, defeats Bambietta, and as the Dangaijo begins to disintegrate behind him, and as he begins to turn into an animal, he understands what is happening. That whole thing that he was going for, that whole idea, like, fighting Tozen because he fell into this pit of revenge and how he's going to never fall to revenge, that happened with him because the Stern Ritter were the ones that killed Yamamoto. And he finally starts to notice, wait a second, I fell into vengeance. This is what Tozen felt this whole time. I'm no better than what happened with him. And he turns into an animal, and it's so sad, because he's like, you know what? This is what I deserve. I deserve to become this mindless animal now for what I've become. I'm no better than any other member of our clan that had this bitter rage that, you know, and the clan ended up where they ended up. I'm just going to be this mindless creature, and this is my penance. And I'm just like, no, Komamura, you were a good guy. It's cool. You're not seeking in vengeance. You know, Quincy fucking up the entire Soul Society. It's okay to kick the shit out of them. It's fine. You don't have to be all soaked up in rage. No, it's fine, man. But even then, Komamura, who is still around, just in dog form, Yeah, I don't know if he's really going to show up at any crucial point in this arc. I don't really see him doing much. He might show up at the very end, you know, maybe some closure there with Iba. But as for right now, I don't think they're really going to do much. Maybe they might play a role in fighting against the Flamingos down in the Soul Society, you know, maybe that. But aside from that, I think he was maybe taking himself a little bit too hard there. I think that, you know, what he was doing was not really just hardcore vengeance. It was, you know, trying to save your entire fucking society, you know, but he still takes it with a grain of salt. He understands his actions, and he takes full responsibility for it, and that's Komamura's character. He's a great one. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks you guys for watching.